back in the scenes behind that are hypermarkets, which Europe is experiencing. Hypermarket says, I sell a lot of different stuff. I sell clothing, I sell food, and I have massive stores. And there are a couple of companies in the United States who are very attuned to that. You know, one of them out of Bentonville, Arkansas, as an example. And you can see we're a company who is in both general merchandise and would like to be in food and so as well. In fact, there were some experiments in the early stages of half the store this and half your checkout systems that, half the store this, checkout system separately. Okay, and you know, do not bring that cart back and forth. But they were trying to resolve a problem that if we could get a common product coding system established between all product, for all product that's moved through the retail system, everybody stands to gain. The retailer stands to gain by now being able to merchandise differently and better and bring things together, by being able to get data back on his fast movers quickly and understanding what's really going on at the store, at the store level, at an item, at a color size basis, not just a style basis. What the manufacturer can, how they can, but the challenge that goes to the apparel manufacturer who is used to building it in lots, okay? Now all of a sudden has got to think about, ooh, I'm going to go into, I've got to be ready to replenish. I've got to be able to, okay, orange is a lot hotter than we thought. And did I get enough orange cloth? And all of a sudden, this goes back to just not the maker, but who do you buy the dye from? And are they prepared to quickly, what came out of that was the catchphrase for the whole problem issue is called quick response. And so it stretched supply chain all the way back through thread, through dyes, through everything, and said, okay, I now need to be able to also change my manufacturing processes as well. So a tremendous amount of change got kicked off. And I'm going to give credit to a very dynamic personality, Roger Millikan, who believed in technology, saw a problem, and had the force and had the reputation and the trust of so many people in these industries. No one else could have done it. IBM, we knew a lot of people in the we did not have that horizontal capability to go across and bring them together. Roger did bring them together, and then all of a sudden there's people like Jack Shoemaker from Walmart is heavily involved, and the people, Carter Hawley Hale, when they were very, very much involved in it. Kmart got very, very involved in it, and then your manufacturers, Lee and so forth. The major retailers said to the manufacturers, "You will do this. This is not a voluntary program." I'm not aware that there was a letter, but I know there was a lot of discussion, forceful discussion, that this is the way it's got to be. Now, as it's interesting as you now look back on that phase of it, how exciting that change was and so forth. What benefits, who wound up benefiting out of all of this? Well, I don't think the United States apparel manufacturing or mills for apparel would say that they have won much. Foreign competition. MAST, which is the manufacturing organization for the limited at the time, they caught on quick to packing 747s, bringing them in to distribution centers in California, spanning them out throughout the states. So the competitors, the foreign competitors, responded, knew they had to respond in kind. So all of a sudden you got airlines and UPS and Federal Express and so forth. Transportation systems came in. So did this have the same effect as throwing up economic barriers to imports? And no, it didn't. But was there benefit? I think the retailers will say, we know so much more about our customers and about what they prefer. And I think what you see, though I'm out of the business some 20 years, out of that part of the business, I look at now my IBM annual report, which I just got yesterday, 2011, and it talks about analytics and what a huge market analytics is, which is driving through all this massive data that's available to you now and being able to make relationships that you never could relate, that you could make before. And I now have the powerful systems, the search systems, to go through and understand this is related to that, which is related to this, and as a result, this is what's most likely to happen with these conditions. And so that now is being practiced. And I think the consumer is gaining from that, clearly. I think the consumer is also gaining from the hypermarket concept of being able to go into one store and shop for all kinds of items. I think that's a consumer, but I think the retailers are knowing their customers a lot better than they have.